I've been doing Pilates for over 5 years and I love it. And I'm not alone here. The rest of the world has also caught the Pilates bug. So this week I'm going to bring you through one of my weekly Pilates routines. And we're also going to talk about what Pilates is. Is it Leggings? Is it solid core? Is it reformer? Is it doing crunches on a yoga mat? I think we're all a little confused, so we're going to get into it. Meet the designer of this week's workouts. Scott Pilates Certified Fitness Expert, AFLCA Trainer, ACSM, CanFit Pro, owner of Fit International and MOC Training Systems with over 30 years teaching Pilates experience, plus wiper of Keltie's bum at 2 months old. Marjorie O'Connor, aka my mom. Calling Mama OC right now. She's gonna get us a workout. Boom, boom, free of charge. Hello!
Hello, my darling.
I was thinking one involves equipment, one be totally body weight, and one be a recovery workout.
Bring it back to basics, kind of learn the fundamentals of the movement, not kill yourself into the process, and kind of enjoy maybe ultimate benefit in a shorter period of time.
Happy Monday, how's it going? Step one, electrolytes. I drink them before a workout, in the middle of the workout, after the workout. I'm not too picky. I just try and get them in. Cheers. Ooh, concentrate. I usually put more water in it. Today we're just gonna do a body weight kind of warm up before I go on a run. No equipment. This is a good, just kind of get your glutes, core firing, get your spine kind of moving, your body opened up. That's the mission for today's Pilates workout. Workout number one, no equipment needed, and the goal is to get our glutes and core firing for the week. We're gonna start with a 5-move warm-up, some cat-cows, shoulder rolls, plies with arm circle, and then arm position open into a squat. Form check from Mama OC here. Try and get your legs a little farther apart and make sure your knees are not over your toes. I kind of screwed this one up. And then a little bit of a modified lunge. Now for the actual workout. Exercise number one, a Pilates sit-up. Modification 1, you can do it halfway. Modification number 2, you can do a full lay down to sit up. Exercise 2, kneeling push-up into downward dog flow. Exercise 3 will be a Superman with, see how my hands go onto my forehead? Just kind of get a bit of that stretch into it. Exercise 4, dead bugs. But this is a nice little twist my mom put on it, is put your hand on the opposite knee. Marjorie mentioned form check for that. To get it more challenging, make sure your bent knee is at 90 degrees. You'll see mine goes just a little bit past. That's something I screw up with dead bugs quite often, so try and be mindful of it. Exercise 5, glute bridge with a 5-second hold. Now you'll see how I do a spinal roll on the way down, just thinking vertebrae by vertebrae. If you want to make it a bit more advanced, a bit more crazy, do it one-legged. And then we're going to end with a bicycle crunch, but notice how there's also an additional hip flexor stretch in it. You can start with doing it slow, adding that little stretch, and then speed up to your classic bicycle crunch. This isn't filmed in the typical follow along style you see on YouTube. This is why I can get my full routine in for you guys, but I'm putting a screenshot here of the actual workout so you can screenshot it, follow along, and reference back to the moves I'm doing with the form corrections mentioned by Mama OC. Okay, that workout is perfect for before run. If you're just doing the cardio day, before weights to get everything engaged. And if you're starting off, that's a great workout. A lot of those have advanced movements, how you can progress. And I think Pilates is one of those exercises that the foundations aren't that sexy, but they're good to have. Like every time I go back to it, I'm like, oh yeah, realign with it. Sometimes it isn't this most intense, crazy thing, but that opened up my spine. Like I'm trying to get a lot more movement in my spine. So like that's like a lot of like the rolling vertebrae things was really nice. Okay, I just realized I haven't updated playlists for you guys in forever. So I'm gonna make a Pilates, Pilates Princess is kind of 2023, still a vibe, but like just Pilates vibey music, like still kind of upbeat, still get your hearts racing, but we're not gonna go full drum and bass. One kiss do a Dua Lipa Calvin Harris. Just a good vibe. Vibey, upbeat, happy, daytime drinking, vibing. That's what I think Pilates is. Hot girl shit. So Pilates, what the hell is it?
I'm extremely confused. You're confused. I'm fucking confused, bro.
Is it maker, reformer? What's the difference? I know we're all confused. Let me explain. Pilates was developed by a German physical therapist named Joseph Pilates. And it was a combination of 50 repetitive exercises, but it was more of like rehab, how you reduce lower back pain. And here's where I think it gets confusing is Pilates really started out with like corrective exercise. So when you go to physiotherapists, which I'm realizing is not really a thing in America, it's a thing here in Canada, and they go and assess, find any weak muscles you have, lack of mobility issues, and they'll give you a workout program specific for it. Pilates falls under that. And that was like classical Pilates, but then there became modern Pilates, which a lot more of dancers took on. Joseph Pilates also had his machines, reformers, and those started getting mainstream. People started making their own reformers, and then mega reformer came on, which was kind of the idea of using the reformer but making it even more intense. Classic reformer, you can only put so much weights on it. It's a lot more of the movement with some resistance in that sense, but now the mega reformer, you can make those things heavy. It has now become a very ambiguous It's kind of like when people say healthy. Okay, we kind of know what healthy means, but we don't. Like, there's no real set in stone. It's just like an umbrella term for not dying, I guess. Pilates is kind of that, but just as me spark notes summarying it, classical Pilates, reformer, physio, corrective exercises on the reformer machine by a physiotherapist / classically trained Pilates instructor. Modern Pilates took into a lot more movement like dancers and adding music to it, and a bit more of a fitness class taking into components, then became the mega reformer. Let's add more weights to the reformer, make it more intense, and add music and a bit of a cardio element. Then there's solid core that's literally got cardio elements in it, and there's mat Pilates, which is just doing kind of those corrective exercises on a mat, but now that has really just become body weight exercises on a mat. And so there's a spectrum. It's at this point now that I'm like, none of it's really Pilates, but it's all Pilates. Just know that's the spectrum. You might just be doing some crunches on a mat, and if you want to call it Pilates because it's a vibe, that's true. Workout number 2. This one has equipment, both a resistance band and a Pilates ball, both of which I got off Amazon for like under $10. And this one's focus is really getting our pelvis into neutral position. Notice here, neutral position, anterior versus pelvic tilt. And that's a big thing about Pilates, is just getting into that neutral position. That's a complicated topic, but just know that's kind of the focus of today's workout. Warm up, we're doing a Pilates ball chest opener, using that Pilates ball to do some circles. A plie squat with the ball. Now, if you struggle to get into plie, start in a lunge, making sure your knees in line with your heel, then just pivot to the front and boom, you're typically in a plie position, courtesy Mum OC. Then a squat with chest press. Next warm-up move, we're gonna do a squat with the ball between our legs, the jokes I could make. Option 1, arms in front. Option number 2, which is a bit harder, is arms above. And option 3, which is actually probably the easiest, depending on you, is arms crossed. Then we're going to do a standing spine roll. This is something I'm working on, just getting some movement in my spine, and Pilates is really good for that, just going vertebrae by vertebrae. Then resistance band roll. Now, this is a nice little massage for your back, but if this is complicated, you think you'll hurt yourself, just stay on your back and just move your legs. Now on to the actual workout. Exercise number 1, the booty loves donkey kicks. Another option with it is you can do it single armed if you want to add it a little bit more complicated, and play around with arm positioning. For example, you can put it on your lower back, just kind of remind yourself to engage your glutes and just support your lower back. Form check from Mum OC. Be mindful of your pelvis position. Here you'll notice I'm going more into my anterior pelvic tilt. You do want to try and be more neutral here. Exercise number 2, kneeling side crunch. Use the ball to help yourself really get most of this workout. Actually, for me, using the ball makes it quite challenging because my arms are so long, I get no movement. So it's more of an exercise for me when I don't have the balls to play around. And this is where things like Pilates balls and equipment come in handy. It's just getting the most benefit and range of motion for the workout for your own unique body type. Tip from Mum OC, if this hurts your lower back, bend the straight leg or try it with both knees together. Then while we're there, we're gonna add some leg circles in that kneeling position. And now, just in the middle of the workout, we're just gonna stop and have a nice chest opener. Just a little break, get resettled. Exercise number 5, which is a laying leg raise with a row. Now for this one, you'll notice my neck was actually not in the perfect position. Mum OC mentioned chin can be tucked in a bit more. Think of the position you do in Pilates 100s. Now, if that causes a lot of pain on your neck, lower back, you're not feeling it in your abs, and in more of your upper back versus lower, you can just do this seated and do some seated rows. And the last exercise of this workout is a leg raise with hip abductions. Now, full confession, I do usually do a reformer/mega reformers workout once to twice a week. But as you guys know, I'm cutting back on spending right now, so those are a lot more expensive. So this week we're just doing at-home ones. But typically, classic reformer is going to be your most expensive. And then like the more group mega reformers, I know you're going to be like, they're less expensive. I know, we're talking $150 for a class versus $30 to $50, depending on the deals. But just for myself personally, yes, I do like to do them once or twice a week. They're a vibe. Are they perfect? No, but they're fun. And they play really good music. And they have some flaws, but you know what? Everything has flaws, including us. So while I do my makeup, I just wanted to talk about a thought I had about warm-ups and a problem I'm having with fitness classes. I'm gonna do sunscreen, tinted moisturizer, and foundation. If you've ever done a Barry's class or a Legree, they might do a 1-minute warm-up. And guess what? I've always accepted that. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, there's only 40 to 60 minutes. People come, people paid good money. They don't want to waste the entire time warming up. And I've always just had that thought, so I never really thought too much of it for me personally. But here's where I had the aha moment, is I was at King Culture in Kitsilano, and we spent 20 minutes warming up. A little lacrosse ball, mobility, getting our muscles properly firing, like the things you would do before an actual workout. And then guess what? The workout was only 30 minutes. And then I was like, what? Why can't that be a thing? And then it got me thinking, and here's where my mind started racing. Sorry, I'm gonna talk about women's bodies and society's pressure on it. So if you get triggered by this, skip ahead. We went from heroin chic, and that was the body in the 90s. And then it was the Victoria's Secret body type of like very little muscle, lean, skinny, but big boobs. And then it was the Kim Kardashians and super curvy, but little waist and a big butt. And kind of how I felt exercise mimicked that is early 2000s, we were just doing, I don't even remember because the internet wasn't really around. We were all just doing whatever the magazines told us. And then I feel when the Kim Kardashian era came, it was very like HIIT and bodybuilding. I'll do a little contour because you know what, why the heck not? If we're talking about the Kardashians, let's contour. And with that, we all were so concentrated on big butts, intense workout. It was very like 30 to 60 minute HIIT. Everything focused on growing our glutes. And I feel after like a decade or maybe 5 years, I have no sense of time anymore, we all got burned out. So many of us were injured. So many people just were left broken because they way overtrained, way improperly trained. Like guess what? A box jump isn't meant to be an endurance thing. A box jump is an explosive 1 rep max, maybe a couple. It's not meant to be how many box jumps can you do in a minute. But you know, we did a lot of that kind of stuff. And this is, don't think I'm coming for you. I'm just like, just venting. I'm venting. We're venting. And that was just kind of like, it was just what we were fed. It was just the reality of like, for whatever reason, is where Instagram and social media and everything was. And through that, I feel a lot of us didn't realize how stressed we were. We were also in our late teens, our 20s, some in our 30s. Like I feel my audience is very Gen Z, millennial, younger, older millennial. So I'm just gonna talk as the whole. And if you're not in that, I still love you. I see you. I'm just gotta go with the percents. So many of us were left feeling broken. And I know I was. And you just see so many over TikTok of like high cholesterol from weight training and HIIT. And I did Pilates and I lost 20 pounds. And I'm not disagreeing, but here's my issue. Powder, my issue is that we think Pilates is the solution, that weight training's wrong, that HIIT training's wrong, and that we should all do Pilates. And I'm a little worried, and I've kind of talked about this before, that we're going a little too extreme, that we're gonna start hating HIIT and weight training, and we're gonna go, all I do is Pilates and low intensity things. I think we do have to start appreciating the benefits of low intensity exercises. Zone 2, mobility, strengthening posture exercise, not to get overwhelmed. But you should still do weights, and you should still do a little bit of HIIT. You don't have to do a lot of it, but every once in a while sprint. You gotta lift heavy occasionally. I've just noticed I feel best when I do a couple Pilates classes, a little bit of weights, run at a low intensity for a bit, go on some hot girl walks, and you know what? Go balls to the walls at a Barry's class once a week. Now, what is actually a proper warm-up? Now that is a whole bucket in itself, because I think a lot of people think of mobility and strength training that as like preventing injuries. And I think it is indirectly, but that's a complicated subject. I saw this tweet by like Lane Norton, for example, and it was talking all about injury prevention exercises. I was having tension headaches, so my idea was stretch and stretch. I actually just had to strengthen my back. I just had to do some back rows, and it was fixed. So it's complicated, so I'm sorry I'm leaving you without an answer. Let's see if I can do mascara and talk at once. No, I can't. Give me a second. Because my eyelashes are so goddamn blonde. Summary, here's my thoughts. 2 things. 1, fitness classes need to change. Legree, Barry's, I'm looking at you. Soul Cycle, no more of this 30-second warm-up shit. No wonder people feel broken after and they're like, I'm never doing another HIIT class again, because you're expected to go 0 balls to wall. And I get it. It's not on the fitness instructors. It's not, people are like, oh, I only have 15 minutes. I want to get in the most amount of intensity as I can. Why can't we just do 10 minutes proper warm-up, 10 minutes easing into it, 30 minutes balls to the walls? Why does every exercise workout class have this like, has to be an hour? I'm putting it out. I am very turned off fitness classes knowing I have to go into them and go 0 to 100. And yes, I could get in there early and warm up. Most people going to fitness classes want instruction. I feel it is on the owners of these companies that design these programs, because they're often not designed by the instructors. They're a little bit, but the actual template is usually by head office, and then the trainers have these like small little windows they're allowed to do it in. Also, that we should all do Pilates, but Pilates isn't a miracle. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not this like, all you gotta do is Pilates and you're fine. Now you can get away with just doing Pilates if that's your thing, and you know, we have this thing called free will. You can choose not to work out, like you can. It's not good for you, but you can. I'm just here saying I feel a lot better, I'm a lot healthier, I'll probably live longer, knock on wood, because I exercise. But you have free will. So if you just want to do Pilates, do Pilates. But technically, if you want to feel your best and optimize, a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of weights, a little bit of low intensity cardio, and a little bit of high intensity. And it's just kind of balance and do your best. And we all also only have so many days in a week. So if all you get in is Pilates, that's cool too. And I know that's not a nice, easy answer, but that reality is like, how possibly could I give an easy answer when every single one of you has a different job, a different starting point? It's just some food for thought. What do you guys think? Do you think we should all start telling fitness classes to warm up more? And what are your thoughts on this idea of like, we went kind of anti-HIIT, anti-weights, all Pilates, and what's like the next era? All I know from makeup artists is to just blend. That's my only makeup tip I'm gonna give you. It's just let's blend like a crazy person. Workout number 3. This is meant to be a recovery rest day workout. So it's not even a workout. It's just more of a little routine you can throw on your rest days to get rid of some stiffness and really set you up for the rest of the week. This is all about feeling good. Starting off with some wide leg rock back and forth. Then we're going to go into some wide leg heel taps. Now my favorite, windshield wipers, aka 90-90s. Now you can do some progressions with this. You can take that 90-90 and then add in a nice reach. In that 90-90, you can go and then bend over and do some bent leg circles. And then while you're also in this position, you can do this quad stretch. A little tip from Mum OC with this one, drop the bent knee and grab the back knee more so it's more in line with that hip. This is a kneeling single leg hip hinge, so you're gonna see one leg is out to the side and I'm kind of going back onto my heels and then kind of add some rotations with my toes. You can also add a little bit of a push-up kind of movement with your hands just to get into it. Mum OC said if you want to go deeper in the stretch, you can sit all the way back. This one's really about knowing your own limitations and going through it. While we're here, we're gonna pivot over into a kneeling hamstring stretch. Be conscious of your back. You'll see I adjust myself. And then we're gonna go into a wide-legged child pose. Do what feels comfortable on your knees here. I like to go a bit wider to just really get that deep stretch, but you might just want to do a traditional child's pose. Then this kneeling yoga push-up flow. You can do it on your toes as well if you want to advance, but today's about feeling good. It's not about advancement. So it's really about getting that mobility through your shoulders. Speaking of which, we're going to transition into a modified yoga push-up. Throwing in a little chest opener and finishing off with a quad stretch that we're going to do a little rotation side to side and leaving feeling good. And that is my weekly Pilates workout routine. Let me know if you guys would like me to do other routines like this. Obviously, I'm not doing this workout every week. I just thought it'd be really fun and that I don't do it all because I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not trying to sell you guys programs. I'll never do that. This is really cheesy to be like, I'm a creative. I like making music. I like making pretty videos and I like educating you guys. I feel like I'd rather just learn from experts, and then I've never taken advantage that my mom is as expert as it gets. And I was like, why don't I just have my mom make us some workouts and it'd be fun. And they're not perfect. Really be safe out there when you're doing it. It's not customized towards you, your own postures, but it was just, the idea was to have some nice little workouts for most of us that sit at a desk all day and how we can just kind of get open, get some warm up, learn some of the foundations. And maybe you do this and say, hey, I hate Pilates. Or maybe you're like, you know what, I really like this and I want to do more. Or you just need a refresher. Or you just need a new idea to move. My mom has this great quote, find a way to groove so you move. And just the concept of just finding a way you enjoy working out. And I think that's way more important than doing the most optimal workout. I think Pilates has its place. It's not perfect. Let me know if you guys want more routines. If you guys didn't know, I have my second channel, which has workout music and focus flows. And I'm starting to put original music on there, which I am very excited about. Because that's what I love to do. I love to just make workout. I love to make videos you guys enjoy, hopefully connect you with fitness professionals that can help you stay active in a way. And at the end of the day, I just want to make some good beats for you guys because there's nothing more motivating than a workout. Comment down below any other routines or anything you guys would like. And do you want Mom OC coming back? Because I can bring on more. I can do a follow along workout with her. Just keep in mind, it's not, let me know. Because my mom is a badass mother effer. I'm so lucky. I feel so lucky that I'm going to spread the love onto you guys. Have a great day. Go pet dog. Love you guys. Bye.